Hey, 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 it's Fun Albert, and I'm gonna sing a song for you. And Bill's gonna show you a thing or two. You'll have some fun now with me and all the gang, learning from each other while we do our thing. Na, 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 gonna have a good time. Hey, hey, hey.
This is Bill Cosby coming at you with music and fun. And if you're not careful, you may learn something before it's done. Hey, hey, hey.
Now that our machine's ready to roll, let's give it a test spin. I'll bring up the rear.
And you'll bring up the front too.
And the rest in between.
Hey, 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 let's pedal away.
This bike is so twisted it could pass for a pretzel. We'll never finish in time to ride in the big Founders Day parade.
Hey, guess what I found?
A foot to put in your mouth?
Ha ha ha. Funny, Russell. But my great discovery has to do with big bucks.
Huh? That's the one thing we haven't got.
Until now, because I found the map to the pirate treasure of Captain Cutlass. We're gonna be rich, rich, rich!
Captain Cutlass!
Treasure map? Like loaded?
Unloaded.
Money?
You sure it's a treasure map?
You bet. Because in every pirate movie I've ever seen, all the treasure maps had a big X on them to show you where the cash was stashed.
And look at that triangle. It stands for the old oak tree in our park.
And that square looks just like our schoolyard.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, you guys may have something here. After we finish the bike, we'll go hunting for the treasure, okay?
Huh? And let someone else find the loot before us?
Yeah. Rudy's right, man.
Let's go
Man,
now.
we can do the bike later, man.
But we promised to finish the bike. Mr. Menendez is...
Never mind that old bike. When we're rich, we'll buy Menendez a gold one.
Looks like some of the gang is getting gold fever. That's what they called it when gold was discovered in Sutter's Mill way back in 1848. People came flocking to California, all of them expecting to get rich quick. And just like Rudy does, gold fever spread like wildfire. And some people did strike gold, and some did become rich. But most of the people weren't that lucky. Of course, they didn't have a treasure map, so maybe, just maybe. Wait a minute. You hear that? That can mean only one thing. It's time for Legal Eagle.
Welcome once again to Fine Pine Forest, home of everyone's favorite feathered lawbird, champion of justice, Legal Eagle! And the two nuttiest deputies this side of Swampville, Mo and Gabby. It's a lovely day in Pine Pines Forest. The sun is shining, the birds are singing. Gabby and Mo are investigating.
Mayor Gobbler said his favorite quilt pen was last seen in this area. Wild goose chases like these drive me nuts. Nothing's right, Gabby. And here is one of the world's biggest ones.
heavy mitts off my nut.
You're not.
Well, I discovered it first, didn't I?
It's mine.
Oh, it's mine.
Stop.
Let's go. Get lost. I watched the nut while you get the go-kart. Then we can drive this mammoth munchie back to town in it.
Gee, Gabby, I don't know if it's such a good idea to leave you alone with such a valuable.
Oh, you can trust me.
Well, all right.
That squirrel's more squirrely brained than I thought. Now I'll just eat this nut myself. Hey, come back.
Hey, what do we have here?
It looks like a big nut, boss.
Looks like 2 nuts to me.
Put me down, you robber raccoon.
Well, do I look like a thief to you? I'm just gonna take this nut home and protect it.
Help!
Uh-oh. Looks like those swampy swindlers got Gabby and our dinner. I'd better tell Legal Eagle. What crazy nuts about you?
If only I hadn't been so greedy, then I still would have the nut, my freedom, and my friend Mo. He'll probably never speak to me again.
I don't know which is the bigger nut. You or that acorn?
Mo! And Legal Eagle!
Stand back, Gabby. We're coming in.
Yahoo! Nothing like letting in a little fresh air.
Hey, what gives?
The wall, bubblehead. Rats, it's that full-fighting feather duster Legal Eagle.
You're under arrest, Raz.
Run, scammer!
Yes, sir. A stitch in time always counts the pennies before they're hatched.
Huh? Say that again.
Oh, I don't know if I could, but allow me to drop you both off at the Flying Pines Pokey.
We were afraid you'd say that.
It sure was big-hearted of you, Mo, to help rescue me, even though I tried to trick you.
Aw, shucks. What are friends for?
You know, friendship is like this nut. When every piece is united, its shell is tough to crack. But divide the nut, and it weakens.
Well, my appetite's stronger, but this here nut's be easier to swallow now that I'm sharing it with a friend.
Well, it's like I always say, friends in need are best left to reaching for the moon.
Boy, Chief, you sure know how to say things.
Mo and Gabby found out that being greedy can make you wind up having nothing. See, that acorn was sure a treasure. And speaking of treasure, I wonder what's going on with the guys now that they've found the map. Well, we're going to find out before you can say flying squirrel 5 times very fast. Flying squirrel, 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 promises, 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 promises.
Man, who says? Who says, man?
Give it up, Fat Albert. You'll be able to put diamonds on that bike once we find the treasure.
If it's all right with you, millionaires, I put a lot of time into this bike, and I like to finish it.
Don't you want to be rich?
Sure, but the other day you guys were really up on finishing this bike for the parade, too.
Well, today, we're for getting down to business. Millionaire style. So, stop working on that trash and start looking for that cash.
As long as we're back in time to repair the bike.
According to the map, the road to find the treasure can be seen from...
We're getting closer. I'll be able to see the next place from the top of this fountain.
Look out, Weird Harold! That's up at 3 o'clock. Yeah,
suppose the whole treasure's yours, too?
Of course not. Only half.
Hell? Man, what are you talking about, man? You little greedy. Man, what's wrong with you?
Well, I think you're all wet.
Yeah!
Now I'm taking over.
Man, take a hike, man. No! Hey, it's my... Hey, man, it's still nothing, man. You crazy? Hey, give me the map. I'll take it.
The map!
What's going on here?
We're on the Olympic swim team. Only we're afraid of deep water. So we thought we'd practice here first.
Why don't you boys find a nice wading pool to swim in and leave the fountain for the birds? You kids might have gotten hurt.
We'll be careful, officer. Thanks.
Well, anyway, I gotta look at the next place we're supposed to go. It's the big sandbox at the school playground.
Well, maybe we dig it all up, just like in that book, Treasure Island.
And I plan to be the first pirate there.
Man, who says? Who says, man?
Not me.
To the school?
Just have
Get out of my
fun.
way, man.
Wait a minute. I've never seen you guys fight like this before. Don't you remember what Legal Eagle said about Gabby's nut? You know, united we stand, divided we fall.
Huh. That's good advice for some animals, but not us.
Yeah, man, you see, man, right on.
Right on.
That's telling it.
Hey, Fat Albert, aren't you coming with us?
No, we made a promise to the principal, and I intend to keep it.
What's happening to the gang? You think they're getting gold fever? Fat Albert said he's never seen them like this before. Well, I saw a movie once about some people looking for gold, and they were really good friends before they found it, but after they did, wow. I mean, you wouldn't believe what happened. The carryings on, arguing about how they should spend it and how to divide it, and, well, that's what these guys are doing now. And they haven't even found anything yet.
I'm really impressed with the job you're doing on that bike, son. I know it took you a long time to put it back together.
Thanks, Dad. I just wish the guys were around to see it, but the treasure hunt's taking up all their time.
What about the promise the boys made about having this bike ready for the parade?
They let things slide so that we could find the treasure. Now they've gotten greedy over it and fighting and everything with each other. I'm gonna take this bike down to school and give it to Mr. Menendez. Wanna come?
Let's ride down on the bike.
This works pretty well, huh, Dad?
You bet. Say, Albert, I'd like to show this contraption to a special friend of mine. You mind if I borrow it for half an hour?
Sure, but no drag racing, okay?
I'll try not to.
Now which way do we go?
I don't know. Rudy stopped speaking to us after we shoveled sand at him.
If I was still talking to you dudes, I'd tell you to move this way.
Then let's have less not talking and more walking.
If I was still talking to you guys, I'd tell you that the treasure is buried behind the falls. You mean we have to go behind all that dangerous water?
I guess so if we want the treasure.
I just want to stay in one piece.
Come on, you turkeys. Stop being chicken and let's go.
I think the gang is getting into deep water, and I mean deep. I mean, that waterfall is no place for them, and they know better. The problem is they're thinking of dollars, and they should be thinking of cents. Common sense.
Thanks for getting the bike finished on time, Albert. But where are the other boys?
We found a treasure map that belonged to a pirate named Captain Cutlass, and the gang went off to find his gold.
Well, it's going to be a long search.
What do you mean, sir?
Does this look like your map?
Sure does.
That's because Captain Cutlass, like this treasure map, is all part of an old pirate adventure story.
Story? You mean the map's made up?
I'm afraid so, Albert.
Oh, no. Mr. Mendez, pardon me, but I better go get the gang quick. I wish I knew where I was running to. Where could the guys have gone? Pardon me, sir. Have you seen a group of kids come by in a big hurry?
Well, there was a bunch who claimed to be millionaires.
That's them. Did they say where they were going?
Oh, something about the reservoir, I think.
Thanks.
If I was still talking to you, Drips, I'd say watch your step.
And it's a good thing you're not speaking to me, Rudy.
It says here that there's a cave behind the falls. What? Let me see.
Let me see. Where's that
See that
treasure?
at, man? I don't see it. Whoa!
According to the map, the treasure's on the other side of a wooden footbridge.
There's the bridge!
Looks kind of old. Maybe we should wait until...
Now you're starting to sound like Fat Albert.
What do you care? You're not talking to me anyway.
Come to think of it, none of us is talking to none of us.
That's right. It's every man for himself.
Hurry!
Hey,
Get back! Out of my way! Get lost!
Come on now.
Hold on, gang. Don't let go or we'll be washed away by the falls.
Hey, come on, man. Get us out of here. Help.
Fellas, where are you? It's the treasure map. And the gang. I can hear you all, but I can't see you.
We're behind the falls. Hurry and get help. We can't hold on much longer.
I'm on my way. Hang on.
It's up to Fat Albert now. He's going for help. But how long can these guys hold on? That waterfall is sure powerful. I hope, and I think he's found somebody.
Maybe there's someone in the power station who can help.
They're behind the falls, you say?
Yes, sir. And they'll be swept into the water if we don't hurry.
Jack, hold on!
Hold on now. Miss, stick with us, man. Come on now. Don't fall.
We're gonna pull you out with this rope.
Climb aboard, son.
Man, we sure were dumb getting greedy and letting some old treasure map pull us apart like that.
But when the chips are down, we all stuck together, and that's what counts, right?
Except when it comes to building the bike for the parade. Thanks for keeping that promise we made to finish it.
Yeah, going against us, you keep your word to guts.
And we all know you got plenty of that.
Now that's more like it. That's the way friends ought to be united.
I used up 2 months' allowance paying back the people whose things we ruined.
We all did.
Let's face it, if a pickpocket tried to snatch money from us now, all he'd get was practice.
Yeah, that's right. Sure would. That's it.
Hey, let's parade this bike today.
Excuse me, boys. Which one of you is Albert?
I am, sir.
I'm Joe Kirby from the Ajax Bike Company.
Yes?
Your dad told me about this marvelous bike of yours, Albert. My company is holding a cycle exhibit once the parade is over. What would you boys say to renting me this contraption for $50?
Rennie? As in money? Huh?
I don't think the gang and I need much convincing, Mr. Kirby. The bike is yours.
Yahoo! Oh, let's sell that bike to Kirby instead. It'll be our ticket to a fortune. We're gonna be rich.
Next time you have a brainstorm, Rudy, keep it to a light drizzle.
Seems as if everybody's learned something on that treasure hunt. Except you know who. I mean, poor Rudy's always looking for a pot of gold at the end of a rainbow, always looking for a quick way to get rich. And he should have learned that there isn't any pot of gold, that there isn't a quick way to riches. But there is a way, and it starts with getting the best education you can. Well, it's time for me to say goodbye. See you soon, and remember, don't go chasing rainbows.
Mm-hmm.